Growing up, money wasn't talked about in my household, and I never learned about personal finance in high school. So when I went to college to pursue a finance degree, I expected to learn about finances. I was wrong. And while I don't regret going to college, I was still lacking in my personal finances. No one ever taught me how to use a credit card or how to start investing. And you probably feel the same way. So instead of spending $100,000 on a finance degree, these 4 finance books will give you everything you need to know. Let's dive into it. Despite the clickbait title, I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi is my #1 recommendation for beginners. It's the best high-level overview without being too complex. For most people, money is boring or it's overwhelming, but Ramit has a unique sense of writing where he feels like your friend. It's an engaging conversation. He touches on credit cards, building your first investment account, and how to spend intentionally. One of my favorite lessons he teaches is using money dials. Let's say you really love going to sporting events. These are what lights you up. He encourages you to spend on things that light you up. Turn that money dial all the way up. But if you turn one money dial up, you'll need to turn another one down. So maybe you drive a $5,000 car because you don't really care about cars. So the biggest takeaway for me is spend lavishly on what you love and cut ruthlessly on things you don't care about. This second book changed everything for me. I read this my junior year of college, and it's what made me realize that financial freedom is attainable to almost anyone. You just have to do the opposite of everyone else. This book is called Set for Life by Scott Trench. He explains that the majority of people buy the nicest car they can afford, they get the stable job with 3% annual raises, and then they buy the biggest home they can afford, which forces them to retire in their 60s or 70s. This is normal, but Scott says to do the opposite of normal. Instead of buying the brand new car, buy the used affordable car. Instead of getting an office job, go for a sales job with scalable income. And instead of buying the biggest home you can afford, buy an affordable house and rent out the extra units or bedrooms. Making those 3 financial decisions will massively improve your financial situation. And it'll help you retire decades earlier. The next book on the list is for people who like to spend a lot on their image. Most people have this idealistic framework of what millionaires look like. If someone drives past you in a Lamborghini, we all think, wow, they have a lot of money. But the Millionaire Next Door debunks these frameworks. At the time of writing, they produced the largest research on self-made millionaires in history, and the stats are mind-boggling. 86% of people who drive luxury car brands, BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, are not millionaires. And 61% of true millionaires drive Hondas, Toyotas, or Fords. Most people buy designer brands because they want to look rich, but true millionaires know better than to waste their money on Gucci or Louis Vuitton. And for those who have read the book, don't be the person with big hats but no cattle. Now this is one of my favorite books of all time because it goes deep into our mind about how money beliefs growing up can affect us throughout our entire life. Adding on to what we learned in the Millionaire Next Door, the author says, when people say they want to become a millionaire, what they really mean is they want to spend $1 million. But think about it, if you have $1 million and you spend $1 million, you're no longer a millionaire. This is why true millionaires aren't spending every dollar they make. Wealth is what you don't see. Riches are displayed, wealth is hidden. Each chapter starts out with a fascinating story which he relates to our psychology and spending habits. The book is rightly called The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. These 4 finance books taught me how to spend intentionally, start house hacking, challenge the status quo, and realize that money is more than math. My finance degree definitely didn't teach us about these types of concepts. Imagine if we taught high schoolers the power of house hacking, or that the wealthiest people in the world aren't driving Lamborghinis. Listen, I truly believe this when I say it. Books, blogs, podcasts, and YouTube can teach you much more than a college degree, but it's on you to start with self-education. And if you watch this all the way through, I'd say you're on the right path. Thanks for watching.